Hi, this is Bob Pockrass, and welcome to another SceneDaily.com roundtable. I'm here with Jeff Gluck and Mike Hembree, and we're here to talk about, of course, Talladega and the crazy finish there. Carl Edwards tries to block Brad Keselowski, gets turned sideways, gets up in the air a little bit, runs into the hood of Ryan Newman, and gets vaulted into the catch fence. 7 fans get hit with debris. 1 fan still hospitalized as of Tuesday. What did you think, Jeff?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me about what I think about the fan being hospitalized, I don't feel too good about that. That's not great. But aside from that, awesome finish. Best finish of the year. Best finish in a couple years. The whole race was awesome. The whole thing thrilled me. I'm sure you guys are standing up at home, jumping up and down your couch, like I was, saying, well, some words that you probably can't say in this video, but they started with holy and but I mean, no, seriously, it was awesome. I mean, that's why you watch racing. That's why you watch NASCAR, for stuff like that. And the thing is, you want to see people defy death like that and get out of their car and wave to the fans, and in this case, run across the finish line. I mean, how cool is that? That's why you watch. It's awesome.
Do you watch for the crashes at the end of the race, Mike?
No, and I agree there's an element about defying death, but we don't want to see fans defy death. That's the issue that's raised here. I think it was a great race, sensational finish, clearly. But you know, I was over there in the grandstand after the race, and the level of glee in that particular part of the grandstands was quite subdued. People crying and shivering, shaking, and the one woman who was most severely injured, blood all over her shirt. You know, it wasn't a particularly exciting scene. So I think we need to look deeper into, I don't know, higher fences, stronger fences, although the fence did hold the car in. You know, we still had fans that were just a few feet away from that impact, and clearly that's not what you want. So, good race, good finish, but still some issues raised, I think.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I mean, NASCAR hasn't had a fatality in a race from a fan or a driver in one of their national races since 2001, and that record is certainly something that speaks well for the sport. But I think there's, especially after something like this, you have to look at, you know, what can you do more, and, you know, I mean, you don't want drivers running around in single file, but, I mean, you don't want them crashing and getting up in the air, as we saw at Talladega.
Listen, I disagree with you guys, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to what happened to the fans, but I think that this was kind of I mean, how often does a car get up in the fence? It just doesn't happen very often. And to make changes to what is the best kind of NASCAR racing, restrictor plate racing, based on what happened to a few fans, and to one, the worst injury is a broken jaw, and that's bad, but I mean, nobody got killed. You know, and so we're overreacting. We're going to change the whole sport based on something that didn't even happen, a what if?
No, I didn't say change the whole sport. You just make the fence taller, stronger, bigger. That's really probably all you have to do.
You could get injured at a baseball game by getting hit in the head with a baseball, a hockey puck. I mean, things happen when you go to sporting event, and when you're next to cars that are driving 200 miles per hour and you're sitting a few rows away, you assume a risk. Okay, if you know.
I understand what you're saying, but to me, I mean, you expect baseballs to go in the stands. You expect hockey pucks to go in the stands. That happens every baseball game, every hockey game.
So those are more dangerous than races.
So, but you don't expect a car to go into its stands, and it didn't this time. But I mean, I think that you've got to be proactive. You can't wait for one to get in the stands before you make changes.
But when's a car gone in the stands? I mean, it hasn't happened. So, you know, I just don't think the fence did its job, the car did its job, everything held up. So to sit here and say, well, what if this had happened? What if this had happened? It didn't. It worked. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be proactive about it, though. You have to look into it deeper and determine, okay, if the car had gone up a little bit higher, might it have gone in the grandstand? And the key issue here is, if one of these cars ever does go in the grandstand and 20, 30, 40 people are killed, you know, there's not going to be a NASCAR for people to be fans of.
Okay, well, that would be bad, but that hasn't happened. And part of the reason that Carl's car did even go up as high as it did was because it landed on top of another car and went up. That's kind of a fluke kind of thing. I mean, there's just so many things that my point is, it didn't happen. So why are we sitting here saying what if? Because this is why I worry. There's a knee-jerk reaction on the part of some people, and they want to change. They want to raise Talladega and change the bank and all that stuff. No, don't. This is the best part of racing right now. I mean, we've had so many boring races. You finally get a good race and a great finish, and you're like, oh, change it. No, please don't.
Well, I think this debate's going to go on for a while as far as in the garage between the drivers and the teams in NASCAR. I kind of look at the catch fence as, it's kind of like your airbag in your car. You know it's there, but you never really want to have to use it, and every time you use it, it kind of is scary. Well, that's all we got for you this week. Please join us again on SceneDaily.com.